to us conventionally, whether you're listening to us on 919 FM, you can also go and check us out on YouTube, and it is at The Street 919 FM. For those of you all who have not done so as yet, go check us out on our brand new Facebook page as well. You know, we get thrown in the doghouse a little bit, so we had to fix up. We'll be back on. We'll be on our brand new Facebook page, and of course, for those of you all who are also inside with me on TikTok, at Dale the Voice, you all feel free to jump in there as well, because I'm also live here. So just give me 2 minutes, and we're going to start the interview. So make sure tell a friend to tell a friend that we are on. It's like Juve morning again. Wake up, jump it up, Juve morning. Feels like Juve morning again. One time, down in the front line, sing it up, Juve, sing it up, Juve. Let me sing one time, jam in the front line, sing it up, Juve morning. Feels like Juve morning again. Yes, man, I gave you time in. Call it out to do no come.
You can't be here and I get on.
I can't do that.
You can't be in here and I pushing them out. I have to tell you some kind of thing.
I know you have to do that. I know it wouldn't be you if you didn't do that.
Well, you're telling you because you want number one is talk show man, you know. Whether they like you or not.
They love me. They just don't love some of the things that they say.
Yeah, but sometimes, like somebody tell me, they say they have your mother shape something like heavy in the moon, you know.
You find so?
They say mother shape something like heavy in the moon, like you're talking with them.
Oh.
They say the only thing is you're not on the show with them, but you're on the same show. But I still listening, but I don't listen to them, I'm listening to you. You understand? So because I'm not going to tell you something, I can tell you anything.
I know that, and I don't take no offense on it at all. Cool, you know.
Don't get out here that a bad thing. But sometimes you have to hush up or something because it's spreading bad. It's when they hear, so for that passing a taxi and he hear saying something and he didn't hear the USA talking, going with that, you know. So one time when I started talking to me, they say, hey, not so, don't come with that by here, so the man will know it's not that they're talking about. Anyway, brother, listening there and the blockade, just listening to what's going on.
All right.
You know. So enjoy the rest of the university. Good afternoon to everybody who listen. Sour man, good afternoon to you, yeah, man. Everybody, brother, student, everybody are gone.
All right. I don't see somebody put my government name in the chat and all kind of thing too. Is that all they going on with them, right? All right, so we're gonna get you on the inside. I want to say shout to all of y'all that are on the live with us. I'm seeing all of y'all checking in. Earthy Williams, I'm seeing you as well. Again, on body, you want to see my face, huh? All right, look my face. So all of y'all, you know, tell somebody we're on, we're live. And of course, I'm going to go straight into my interview. I wonder if she's hearing me. Let me make sure that if she's hearing me. And I think she is because I'm seeing a smile. But I'm not hearing her yet. Just now, let me just check to see here how we just do this thing again, you know. You know, COVID has taught us so many things, and some of the things that COVID has taught us is in terms of there's no more limits in terms of technology, interviews, and all these different things. So let me just make sure. Good afternoon. You hear me, right?
I am hearing you. Good afternoon.
All right. Beautiful. All right. So, guys, so those of you that are on the inside and those of you that are watching us on the live as well, you're going to be seeing our guests side by side with me on the live. And, well, I got some information, but I want you to introduce yourself to the national public. Who we have inside with us today?
Good evening to the listeners. I am Ihana. I'm also known as Ihana Mafia. That's Mafia with a Y. It means manifest and fulfill your ambitions. Yes.
So Ihana means to manifest and fulfill your ambitions.
So there's Ihana Mafia. There's a mafia behind, and that's what it spells. M-A-F-Y-A.
Oh, so the M-A-F-Y-A, so it's an abbreviation then?
It's an acronym, yes.
What? Papa Laps.
But I am IHANA.
IHANA. Okay, so what is the meaning? That's actually your real name, or is it that it's your artist sobriquet? What is behind that?
It's my artist sobriquet. IHANA is derived from Ohana, family.
Okay, so the meaning behind the IHANA is I want to make sure to get to know you, and I want the people online as well to get to know you. You know, I know some of them, they're already watching, they're looking at you. So what is the meaning of IHANA?
IHANA is derived from Ohana, which means family. I am doing this for my family.
Oh, okay, beautiful. Okay, all right. Well, I want to say welcome to the Street 919 FM. And of course, you're hailing from Tobago?
I am from Trinidad and Tobago. I say this because I was born in Trinidad, but I moved to Tobago at the age of 6, and I've been here ever since. So I was born in Trinidad, but I was raised by Tobago.
Right. So then, in other words, you had the best of the two, so you're Trinbagonian because you live in Tobago, you're born in Trinidad. Yeah. Okay, that sounds nice. That sounds nice. So tell me, in terms of music, you know, how long have you been doing music?
Professionally, I started August 2nd last year, 2023. Before that, I have been an avid music buff due to my my background. My family would play everything, all the LPs. I've listened to Madonna straight up to Marshall. It's extensive.
Okay.
Music is in my blood.
So you come from an entire family of music.
Yes.
All right. So then you also play an instrument by chance?
Oh no, I don't. You know, the only experience I've had with that would have been a recorder in school.
I think all of us had that record and those record.
I do not recommend.
So you wouldn't go back and take. But tell me this though. I mean, you're growing up in a house of music, and I mean, you know, normally some people say it is always destined fate that, you know, if you're in a house of music, you're going to pick up doing something or the other, where that line is concerned. But what I want to ask you though is, why did you get into music, or what has kept you in music?
Okay, so I've been around a lot of creatives in Tobago, starting with my brother Scars. He has been trying to do this music for a while, and I would say, oh, what are you doing? And he's always said, you know, you should do this. You have the voice for it. And I said no. However, during the pandemic, everybody started drawing on their skills that we had silenced. So I was at home. I had done radio broadcasting in 2006 with Holly Thomas at Announcers Broadcast Academy and more. I had to get resourceful, and there was a studio next door. So I started off doing voiceovers, and
Right.
Article would have asked me, can you sing? I said, no, I can't sing. He said, yes, you can. I heard you. And he asked me to get on a track with him, which was Sink in Your Back. That was in 2020, and I did nothing else. I was so happy that I didn't have to perform either, because it was in the middle of the pandemic.
Right. And then from there, after the Sink in Your Back, what happened there? Because I'm also I skimmed through your biography, and I saw a jazz reggae, and you look more of the soulish type of singer. But I don't like to judge people, but you know, sometimes you're watching, I can see you doing not opera, but more, you know, the funky jazz kind of, you know, doing a lot of yeah. I can see it. So tell me.
Yes, I'm soulful. So yeah.
Right.
I am soulful, and that's what I am gravitated to. I also do spoken word. So the song Karma, the reggae jazz, it was actually a poem. I turned it into a reggae because I thought it would fit the emotion with which I wrote the poem. The jazz just amplifies that. It's blues, jazz, you know, that sort of thing. They get to the emotion of the music.
Right.
So that is where it started. However, the October Carnival was approaching, and my brother suggested I do one. And I've been stuck in soca for a little bit, but I do other genres.
Right. Okay,
yeah.
okay. But do you like, if you had to choose genres, which genre would you choose? In terms of, you know, they say you had to do this forever.
I have been asked this so many times, but jazz infused. Everything jazz infused would be good for me.
Right. Well, I actually had actually when I did music, I had one of my teachers, Sean Thomas. You know, he was teaching, and he told me, you know, in terms of if you can play jazz, you literally can play anything because of the rhythmic structure, because of the chord progressions. It is more on the tough side, especially for a musician in terms of getting certain rudiments in play. And you're saying, you know, once you could do jazz, you could do anything. You're really just there, you know. And jazz gives you. I find jazz is like an expression. It's like a big freedom of expression. So tell me about the song that we're looking at here to release today, which is
this song is On the Junction.
Yeah, tell me how the whole
On the Junction.
This was written by you?
Well, I try to write my music around things that are intrinsically TNT, intrinsically Tobago, the junction. Whether it's Tobago or Trinidad, we know things is happening on a junction. All kind of vibes on the junction. Right. So I wanted to embody that. Yeah?
Right. So you got to
embody. Apart from that, I also had the concept of doing jab and jazz together.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah? Interesting. So you did jazz and jab together.
But a little smoother.
I just like to get the no, you see, I didn't take a listen to this song because I want to get that first time experience. Listen, that when I talk to the artist and they explain to me the song and what the whole process of it, and then when I hear it, I'm like, all right, interesting. So, who are some of the people that were behind this in terms of the production, putting everything together to get it?
Okay, so there was Michael Skeet of Stone Tower Home Studios. He is the producer. Went to him with the song through AVC's and my manager. And listen, Stone did something to me in the studio.
Okay.
I said, yes, this is what I'm looking for.
Right.
It wasn't what I imagined, but it was very beautiful.
Okay.
There is also Mr. Darren Jack, who came in studio and played the iron that you hear in the background in the music.
Okay.
It was superb. He did one take. I loved it. Having heard the song in the studio as well. Right. So that was magical for me, seeing that sort of experience.
Okay. Well, let's take a listen because I know that everybody is eager to hear this fusion, I should say, of music. So I want you to give us you do the introduction now for me.
Meet me on the junction. Yo, it's the Street 919 FM. This is Hannah. Meet me there. Let's go.
The junction. The junction. The junction. The junction. Meet me on the junction. Ladder. See I go up on the junction. The junction. They can't mad and I can't function. The junction. I causing a scene is on the junction. Meet me let we turn up on the junction. Island, let we go down there. Night time the sun up we no care what day. Headshots and liquor cause I
laps. Okay. I was just trying to see to pull this thing here, but I like the tune in terms of meet me on the junction, boy. So, I mean, you said that everything happens on the junction, right? But, I mean, what would have sparked in terms of the whole meet me on the junction? Like, what sparked out that the writing process? You hear me, right? Okay.
Unfortunately, if you're speaking to me, I can't hear.
You're not hearing anything. Yes, no, let me see. You're still hearing me? You're hearing me? You're not hearing me? Not sure what went on there. You hear me now? Nothing still? Alright. Let me see what happened there, boy.
Bring the jam, come, bring the butter, rum. We fetting on the junction, Bring the jam, come, bring the butter, rum. We jamming on the junction. Hey, when jam come, pay the devil all best you run. It's time for fun, money done, we still drinking rum. Mr. Jam man, we beg your please, if you understand.
Alright, so we're trying it again. You hear me now?
Yes, I am.
Alright, I don't know what happened there. Everything just, I don't know. But anyhow, you know, what I was asking is in terms of the what would have sparked the whole, the junction? Because I like this song. I like the influence. I could hear there's a kind of like a Grenadian jab inside of there. And so I could see that mud and oil jab kind of meet me by the junction. I could see a man in a jab, the oil dripping. That's the kind of picture. But is there something in particular that would have sparked this meet me on the junction? Like the writing process, I know some artists, they actually get something and then they write, and then they go in the studio and they get thing, or sometimes a producer will bring a rhythm to them and say, hey, and then you listen to the rhythm and then you get that, but then it's also based on an experience. So tell me, what took place there?
Where I was raised in Argyle, there are a few junctions that always swinging. Couple that with the experience that I had last Carnival with some friends of mine based in New York and Grenada. They brought oil to the streets. We played with MIL, Mud is Life, but we had oil. So the fusion of both, I kept saying, you know what, you should come here and do a jam band. Do a jam band. I said, I'll write you a song that will make you do this. So at the bar one day, there's a bar I frequent a lot on the junction. Well, not a lot, but you know what I mean. There's my watering hole. And yes, right there. I said, you know what, this could hold a real good vibes. Start singing, start writing, and voila.
What are some of the interesting parts of the junction? What's your favorite parts of the junction? Not this song, eh?
Tobago junctions. We have a lot going on, whether it's a supermarket, a grocery, a bar, bakery.
Right.
There's always something going on. There's always the little old man that is there taking some breeze, watching. Right. There's always the young boy over there, but planning some mischief next. There's always something on the junction. Yeah. Sometimes you meet up a friend at the junction, you all never even plan to pass a line.
Right.
But here it is, one thing leads to another, and it always happens at the junction.
Very true. Very, very true. So, what are your plans for Carnival 2025? Because I know very soon we're going to be in that season. You're planning on well, I'm not sure if it is we may have a competition or not this year, but are you planning to enter? I know Tobago has their competition that started last year. Would you be in that involved? What is your plan for Carnival?
Yes, if there is a competition, I would be throwing my hat in the ring. I attempted last year. I didn't make the grade, so I said level up. This year, I think I have a song that's good enough for the standings. Apart from that, a lot of Trinidadians come over and host events, even events held here. We have our Trinidadian artists coming over, and I do intend 2025 to make myself viable enough to get on a few events down the road as well.
Nice. So we're going to look forward to seeing you in many competitions, jumping in and mashing them up. I don't tell them, oh gosh, when I beat up Wale, and I will just come on the junction and line with me, line with me, you know. But I like it's allowed still. But what I want to ask you though, based on you know, you told me that you entered last year, and what are some of the things that you've learned from getting into the industry, starting to do soca especially, and I feel like you have a special love for the soca, but getting into the soca, from then till now, what are some of the things that you could point out if a young artist will say, well, hey, Hannah, I want to get into the thing, but I want you to kind of mentor me. What are the do's and don'ts, what you shouldn't do, or, you know, something that you've learned that you could pass it on to them?
I have learned so much. I started off with reggae, like, you know, and I got into the soca, and for some reason I was singing, but I was not embodying the energy of soca. Right. Soca is a vibration, it's an energy. I had to get on stage in the competition and realize that, yo, if you're going to do soca, you have to be able to let the crowd feel that energy move. Soca is a vibe. Yeah, I don't think I embodied that last year. Yeah, I always, whatever you are doing, you got to believe in it to make people believe in it. You're not gonna go half the way. I should have done some research in terms of watching other artists perform, work the stage, that sort of thing. Right. Now, especially having been in the stands when other competitors were performing, I can tell where I was then and where I'm at now. Okay. Also, consistency is key. Yes, we have a lot of stuff available to us that the older heads didn't have, like social media. But what's the point of social media if you're not using it correctly to garner that support and put yourself out there? Right. It's not a one and done thing. In everything you do, you have to be consistent.
That is very true. You're not gonna make it if you're not consistent. And in terms of, and I like the fact that, you know, you've been able to. Sometimes I like to throw certain questions around, but I like that the fact that you're able to see, you know, in terms of, you know, these are some of the things that have gone wrong, and this is what I'm working on, so now that I can become bigger and better. But what I want to ask you before we pull the curtains, in terms of what has been one of your most memorable experiences in the industry as a whole, you know, from either maybe singing or for performing arts or whatever the case may be, spoken words. What is one thing that you could say, hey, this was a real memorable experience and this is why?
My most memorable experience, it's a milestone for me so far, the Emancipation Day celebrations at the Queen's Park Savannah. I performed a tribute to reggae, tribute to women, the Unity Reggae concert. Okay. The lineup was amazing. I had to say to myself, listen, you're already 1 foot in, do this. You have one shot for them to remember your name. Yeah? Actually just being chosen was an honor for me. It was a milestone. I was just a few days shy of my first release. So when I looked back on the entire year, and this is just one thing, even a radio station calling me to say, listen, we're doing such, the streets hit the streets. I say, what? Yes, I want to perform, but I'm not ready. And they're saying, you should open. And I'm like, oh no. Yeah. So when I look back, the entirety of the year has had so many different things, but I think knowing that from August to July the next year, I made a step like that.
That's a big thing.
It was both humbling and thrilling at the same time.
That's a big thing. That's not something small. That's something you have to celebrate every day for. So tell me, in terms of social media, how it is that we could find you? What are your social handles on the various platforms?
So it's iHanna, which is I-HANA space Mafia, MAFYA. That's on Facebook. My Instagram is iHanna_Mafia. TikTok, hashtag MAFYA. YouTube, IHana Mafia.
So I hope you all get it. Just say it for them one more time. So you all need to go follow IHana on everything. Right? Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. Well, else again we on Instagram too?
Instagram. Threads as well.
And Threads as well. Well, I mean, you can be on Instagram and not on Threads. So make sure you follow IHana on everything that she's doing, so that you could follow through in terms of what is up next, what will be coming up next, and what about the little jazz and thing, I know you're focusing on the soca, but what about the jazzy thing, man, what we gonna do about it?
I will be doing that.
You'll be doing that.
I will be doing that.
Okay.
Yes, the Caribbean has so much to offer, the jazz stage as well. I am a musician, an artist, an entertainer. I embody all of it. I do not wish to be locked down to one genre per se.
Right.
So I will be giving you all music.
Oh, nice. You all heard that, right? We'll be getting music. And I like that.
Music.
And I love that. I love that because, music is everything. Music is a healer. It's a comforter. It helps you to relax, and it also helps you to free up and, just party and enjoy yourself. Or, as IHana would want all of us to do, come with something in your hand and meet us by the junction. Yeah.
Meet me there.
So anything else you want to say before we wrap things up?
I just want to say a good evening to all the listeners. Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure to be here, and I hope in the future we can interact more.
All right.
The public and I.
You ever thought about trying to do a Miss Universe pageant, or like modeling or anything like that?
I have done a bit of modeling. I actually did Ronnie and Caro, Jade Monkey, Blue Food Sector this year as well.
Okay.
Frontline. I do a little bit of everything.
All right, because you have that the posture now. So I'm just looking at the posture. No, although the cameras, you would be seeing me on a different direction. But in front of me, you're in front of me right now. And I'm watching, in terms of your poise and your posture. And I know also that persons who are on the live as well, they're watching it as well and say, okay, she has a kind of Miss Universe kind of finish. I see somebody said I'm Miss Universe. She have a Miss Universe finish,
Thank you.
Yeah. So, of course, you'll make sure, follow IHana on everywhere, support the music, request the music. And this is her contribution, Soca 2024, going into 25. And she says she come in and mash up thing, eh? So look for her and just follow her and make sure that you're in the loop for everything that happens around her. So I want to say thank you for taking some time out of your day to jump in on the factory and be with us and share your music and your craft with us.
Thank you.
No problem.
You're welcome.
No problem at all. So guys, we're going to take a spin. And when we come back, we have some more on the inside. We're supposed to be joined with another artist right here on the Music Factory. And this is where it's all happens, where everybody is able to drop their music. And not only that, we're not on this, just play the music, pull it up, and this, that, and the other, and then that's it. No, we want to get in close and personal with the artists. So when we see them walking down either in Scarborough or they walk in Port of Spain downtown, we could say, hey, I listened to an interview with you. I really like that thing, whatever. Have a nice little conversation and touch base. So I want to say once again, this time I'm watching you. Thank you for joining us. And don't be a stranger.
I won't.
All right.
So enjoy.
All right. So, guys, we're going to take a thing one more time again with the song On the Junction.
The junction. The junction. The junction. Meet me on the junction. They can't made and I can't function. I'm causing a scene is on the eruption. Meet me, let we turn up on the junction. From island, let we go down there. Time is so long, we no care.